Went back in time.
Back in time, and we're back on IT. Welcoming to the show, Will Vest of the Seattle Mariners, as he welcomed himself to the show with a punchy, his first one, of Evan Longoria. And Will, first of all, thanks for being here. And secondly, tell us and the fans at home why getting that K against Longo maybe had some more meaning to you.
Yeah, thank y'all for having me. First off, but yeah, it's kind of surreal. Growing up being a shortstop, both my brothers were shortstops as well, and my middle brother Drew, he went to an auction and got a signed picture of Evan Longoria at Long Beach State, and he gave it to me, and I've had it with me since I was in college, and it's actually hanging up in my apartment now, so that's kind of cool.
That's amazing, and it's a tie to IT because Kev Millar always says that Longoria was starstruck by 1-5 the first time he met him. We have not been able to confirm that, so we just run with it. So anyways, so that was your first strikeout, and then take us to the first conversation that you had finding out you were coming up to the big leagues. You were going to be a part of the Seattle Mariners. It happened with Scott Service, and that had to also be extra weird and special.
Yeah, it was. It was just kind of a whirlwind of emotions. He called me into his office and kind of was playing with me a little bit, hinting at the fact of I might be going back to Detroit since I was a Rule 5 pick, and asked me if I wanted to go back, and kind of played with me for a sec and got my adrenaline going. I was like, uh-oh, and then he said, well, good, because you made our opening day roster. So it was pretty special. It was a day that I'll never forget. Being able to go call my parents, call my brothers, my wife right after. Those were some conversations that I was looking forward to having.
Will, like here at IT, we like to find out different things about people, and we know what kind of manager Scott Service is. What kind of neighbor was he like? Was he like the get off my lawn, or was he leaving like baked cookies on the doorstep? Like, what kind of neighbor was he?
No. He was a good neighbor, considering we'd hit a lot of tennis balls into his backyard. We'd play baseball all the time, me and my brothers, and a few tennis balls found their way in his backyard, and he didn't keep them, so he'd throw them back to us to continue letting us play. So I'd say he was a pretty good neighbor.
Okay, so tennis balls, not baseballs. You never damaged the property of Scott Service. So, and for the folks watching at home, they may not know this story, Will, that you grew up in Texas, living next door to Scott Service, and obviously neither of you knew that one day he would be your future manager in the show.
No, we didn't. My dad had told me right whenever I got Rule 5, he was like, do you realize who the manager is? And I was like, Scott Service, what about it? And he was like, he was our neighbor at our old house. And he was like, I came out one day and Shane Reynolds was throwing a flat ground to Scott Service in front of our house one day, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, wow, what a small world."
So you didn't know? You had no idea growing up who it was?
No, I mean, I was a baby. I was very young, so I was too busy on trying to. I was fixated on trying to beat my brothers.
Noted.
You mentioned being a shortstop, coming up as a shortstop, and we saw this on display early on in your career, like to come up. And then you have this double play against the Orioles where you're slick turning some stuff right out of the gate. Like, talk us through this right here.
Ooh.
I couldn't tell you. I honestly kind of blacked out in the situation. I mean, I'm glad I had some shortstop in me, because that just kind of took over. I didn't have to really think about anything. I saw the ball, caught it, and was like, well, got to get rid of it to second base. So it was like turning two like I used to do. So, it just kind of came natural.
From Stephen F. Austin, where you played shortstop, and there's something about converted shortstops, right? I mean, with Jacob deGrom, current example, Trevor Hoffman, our guy Jim Thome even was drafted as a shortstop, and now we got Will Vest of the Seattle Mariners on with us. And you're a goal-oriented guy. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay.
Very. So
one of your goals, one of your dreams, was making it to the big leagues. What else did you kind of have in 2020, which was such a unique year?
Yeah, as soon as I found out that I wasn't going to be invited to Spring Training 2.0 or the alt site, it kind of lit a fire under me a little bit. I was a little upset, and so I instantly went home to my apartment and got out a sheet of paper and wrote down 3 goals of debuting in 2021, trying to throw 100 miles an hour and getting to 210 pounds. So, yeah, it's just kind of a daily motivation. I'll put it next to my door or something that I'll see every single day whenever I wake up and go work out, and it's just there that I look at to give me that motivation to get through the day.
Love it. Love it.
Well, it's good to have goals. I think goals are super important. One of my goals was my last name is Dempster. A lot of people call me Dumpster. It was tough. You know, I had to grind through that. You got the last name Vest. That's pretty sweet, actually, because like you can rock a vest as a vest. Give me your rankings right now. If we go through this, if you look at your monitor and look at the best vests that we have out there. All right, we got the Reds vest.
Oh man. You
know, that's a good one. Joey Votto with the short sleeves, Puig with no sleeves. Good God, that's scary. Right? Those are pretty good. Those are good. Those are dating back right there. There's the White Sox ones. Of course, we remember that.
I love it. It's funny that y'all bring that up. I literally, walking out of the stadium 2 days ago, I went up to our pitching coach, Woody, and I said, hey, we got to bring back those vintage vests that we used to rock with the Mariners. And I was like, you know, if we do that, I'm not wearing an undershirt. I will go straight vest, nothing underneath, and I will just let it hang out. And I'm working for it. I'm trying to get the vest back with the Mariners a little bit. I love it.
Well, I'm a little biased, I gotta admit, and I love the full Marlins vest right there. I got it still. I rock it around the house. I actually wore sleeves because I haven't worked out in 6 months, but you know, I'm good with it.
There you go.
Look at
I love it.
So you're saying you have the buys and the tries and the shoulders to pull that off, Will? Is that what you're getting at?
No. What I do have is the chest hair. I've got the chest hair to kind of let it go out a little bit. So
it's come out the top. I love it.
If you don't have muscles, it's offset when you have chest lettuce, and clearly you're.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you got to let the lettuce go. Yeah.
Oh. Look, the crew dug up a picture of me wearing a vest at one point at a wedding. I didn't have one in the closet. Otherwise I would have tried to bring it to the show today here, Will. We put your social media. Are you active on the old Bird app?
Yeah. A little bit more on Instagram. But
is it the same handle?
I'll get on Twitter. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Okay. Well, we want to put that out there for Mariners fans, baseball fans, Stephen F. Austin fans, chest hair fans, to get that out there for anybody to follow you. But it's been fun following your journey. It's as your big league career just gets going. We have Brent Suter coming up in a few minutes. Do you have a question? We always like to try and bridge the gap with you big leaguers. Do you have a question for Suter? And then we'll show it to him.
No, you're putting me on the spot again. I'm not good on the spot.
Get weird. Ask him a non-baseball question. What do you want to know about Brent Suter?
All right. This is a great question. Okay. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck?
See, you said you weren't great on the spot. And then you gave us the greatest question we could have ever hoped for.
That's a good one. Yeah, that'll spark the mind a little bit. That'll get you going.
Okay, Will Vest, the Seattle Mariners. Hey, man, it's great to virtually meet you. Hopefully we'll do it in person one day. Until then, stay healthy and continued success as the Mariners are right there on for first place in the division, man. Best of luck.
Yeah, hey, thank y'all for having me.
Good luck, Will.